This is like when YouTube for me was like really taking off and got really big. And I think my check for the month, it was like the biggest check I'd ever gotten. And it was like a little over 18,000 for the month. And I was just like, holy crap, like this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that all stemmed from and came from me doing the free videos.
It's Tom.
It's Jake.
You already know.
It's pretty spot on. All right, ready?
All right, we are back for another quick take.
We're back for another quick take, and you're on coffee number 3 of the day.
It's one of those mornings.
So today, I want to chat about, I think, just something that like gets an interesting rap. Free work. Should you work for free? Is free work worth it? What's the line you said? What was it? It was like the clickbait title. It was like, should you work for free? Yeah. And I think that's like a great topic to discuss, because I feel like there's people that kind of live on both sides of the fence of like, no, like work should never be free. And there's people that believe like, yeah, like you got to do free work to get to the places in life you want to go.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah.
Kind of on the tails of the gear episode that we were diving into, like buying camera gear, right? Like how realistically, the thing that's going to make you better as a filmmaker is just simply doing your craft. So that whole kind of thing I was hitting on to bring that up was 10,000 hours, right? Doing something for 10,000 hours is going to make you an expert. And the only way to do that, in my opinion, just to kind of jump right in, is by doing it, right? You can't just like, so, I mean, yeah, free work kind of plays into that to some extent, even in just the beginning, you know?
I feel like I have so many instances of where free work has benefited my career so much and has led to some massive payouts and, you know, opportunities and just things in my life where I think some people they just feel like right off the bat, I need to get paid, I need to make money, got to pay bills. And it's like, you got to kind of see it and understand of where just that free work can come from. And look, free work essentially is an internship, right? Like sometimes there's paid internships, but other internships, like you're not being paid, right? It's just an internship to learn, make connections, grow, your skill set, and just like level up in your knowledge and experience and wherewithal with whatever industry
100%.
it is you're in. But I think the most case in point thing for me in terms of free work is when I started my YouTube channel and I started shooting music videos early on in 2012 for Futuristic, Kyle, and a couple other like artists, but mainly those two artists, right? I was constantly doing free music videos for them, and in return I'd put the music videos on my YouTube channel, and I was trying to grow my YouTube channel, so it's kind of like a fair trade, like, hey, you don't have to pay me for these videos, but I'm throwing it up on my YouTube. Back then artists didn't really have their own YouTube channel.
Pre-Vivo.
Pre-Vivo, like YouTube was still not relatively new, but it was still, you just didn't have a lot of people building their own brands yet, because Instagram when did Instagram come around? Like
Instagram's been out since 2010, but like the video functionality,
right,
it wasn't ever quite.
So anyways, if I would have came right out the gate, Kyle was a 16-year-old kid, didn't have money, was broke, just trying to make music. He would have not been able to pay me to do these videos. And so we would have never worked. We would have never built that working relationship, which would have never led to me building with him and ultimately him getting signed and me getting paid to then direct those videos while he's under the label. But not only that, making money off of the YouTube videos where we started to get millions of views.
Yeah.
So like we'd do a video together, I'd get 1 million views on the video and I'd get 2K. You know what I mean? And so that was way more money than had he would have just paid me $500,000 to direct, shoot, edit a video. So I ended up starting making so much more money just off of building that reputation on YouTube and building that following, that audience, getting all the views, which led to me building a personal brand, which led to me being able to sell products in my online store, which led to more money. And it's like, it just kind of compounded itself. And so all of that free work that I was doing, music videos for Futurist and Kyle really paid off. And I still remember this day. It was Chanel, my girlfriend's birthday, and Futuristic's birthday. They're one day apart. We were in San Diego celebrating their, I think it was their 25th birthday. And we were down there, and I got like this is like when YouTube for me was like really taking off and got really big. And I think my check for the month, it was like the biggest check I'd ever gotten. And it was like a little over 18,000 for the month. And I was just like, holy crap, like this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that all stemmed from and came from me doing the free videos. And then as a result of that, I was having artists contact me to do their music videos, and I would charge those artists, you know what I mean? And I started making money that way. So it's like, but all of that stemmed from doing those free music videos at first, you know what I mean?
Case in point, I do think you paid me a little bit, but it was never, as we mentioned earlier, about the money. Like us working, we've touched on it. Had I come in and be like, my DP rate is this, my camera rate is this, like putting the money in the foreground would have clouded the working relationship. It was like kind of always something like, hey, cool, if there's rate, there's countless projects I've done where it was like, I remember like we did like a little passion project thing with our friend Megan, and it was like, not even like, it was just like, let's just go make something.
Right.
And that kind of, you know, so like everything kind of leads to something.
Right.
And I think for me, you know, it's tricky because like free work kind of, it's tricky, right? Because as you start to level up naturally, you don't want to be known as that person in your circle or camp of people who's undercutting. So there is, I think, you know, free work kind of has a double-edged sword. There's the opportunity. It kind of helps foster relationships. And I think as I've really started to like grow in the Steadicam community, and any community, if you're an AC, if you're a DP, any sort of working artist, you don't want to be known as that person in your camp of people who's, oh yeah, I'll work for free, when other people in your camp are trying to fight for higher rates and stuff. So you have to know when to do it. And it's tricky because, you know, by doing certain, I just know people have kind of like really tarnished their relationship by being the guy that undercuts everybody. And like, so there is a fine line. And I think the way I would navigate it, if you're listening and like wondering, like, oh, well, how do you decide, is like, look, there's the projects you're going to take where you're going to eat, you're going to make a great rate, those commercial jobs, maybe it's music videos, whatever. And those ones, maybe those are like your higher paying clients or whatever. And then there's going to be those passion projects where you want to like work with this director, with this actor, with this whoever, right? And it's like usually those where you kind of forego your rate, or maybe kind of use that as an opportunity to create and hone your craft, and kind of, like I said, build those 10,000 hours. And then you just may, you know, kind of choose when you'd want to work for, you know.
No, 100%. And I think free work comes down to also like the key component is fostering and building those relationships that'll lead to something, right? Like I have the mentorship program, and essentially like all of these people in this program have access to my various businesses. They can, you know, be site reps, get on set and PA, but like when they're on these sets, they're not being paid. But it has led to a lot of these people making connections that have led to high paying jobs. A lot of them now essentially work for our various companies and do work. You know, Dan became a Prism employee and he's now a site rep, and we have some people that produce and PA and grip and gaff and are site reps and different things. But all that led from building and fostering those relationships. But the main ones, it was the ones that were really putting in that effort and building those relationships, and you could see working hard and wanting to make something of themselves, and not just like, oh yeah, like I need to be paid to do this. And again, there's kind of this tightrope that you got to walk of like, obviously, not undercutting, still valuing yourself, but picking projects where you can make money and eat, but then understanding and realizing those projects or opportunities where it's like, yo, I don't need to be paid. Like right now, if I got hit up to go be on set of a Christopher Nolan film, I'm not going to be like, hey, I need to be paid to be a PA here. Like I would jump at the opportunity. I make enough money elsewhere. I'm going to use this opportunity to just, I'm going to go there for free and do whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Learn, like you have to understand and recognize the opportunities and things of like, hey, these are moments where you're going to get paid, you're going to work, you're going to get paid for your work.
Experiences are invaluable. You think about going to film school, right? And like, you have to pay to learn. If you have an opportunity to go on set and learn from just like absolute studs in the industry, that's like free game. And like, would you want to lose out on the opportunity to make your $250 or $500 day rate? Like, I know it's tricky because some people are like, well, free, experience isn't going to pay the rent. I see that all the time. It's like, because I see sometimes on Facebook groups where it's like, hey, looking for XYZ crew position,